Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are the first component. We know we are the second component. Now the third component. How are you? You go and ask any Britisher. How are you? Not bad. They are afraid of telling that they are happy. So the third component is expression of existence in awareness is called as bliss or Ananda. See? God created this world. First He created stones and bricks and mountains and rivers. And He was not very happy. Not good. See? Then He thought, let me create something better. So He created plant kingdom. A little good, but not really good. Then He thought what to do now. Then He created animal kingdom. And when He created animal kingdom, He thought, yes, I am doing well, good. And yet He was not very happy. So He was scratching His foreheads. See? With one head, how much we suffer. Brahmaji with 4 heads, he was very much disturbed. What to do? And he was thus, like Devdas sitting. That time Brahmani came. And she said, Aji, you know this Aji? Those who have got the knowledge of chemistry, there are, abbreviations given to every metal or object, like O2, H2O, etc. Similarly, the gold is called as AU and the silver is called as AG. So, the Western wives are called as golden wives and Indian wives are called as silver wives. What kind of things you are telling? This is in the 19th chapter of Gita, it is there. So, when a Western wife calls her husband, if he is there, hey, you, do this. Hey, you, do this. And if it is the Indian wife, AG. Now, why AG? Because after our culture tells we should respect our husband at least in front of others. And therefore AG. So then AG means a gadhe. But how to call anybody right in front of everybody? So Brahmani came, she being of Indian origin, she said, AG, what happened? You are looking disturbed. So, look at me. I am not that bad. When you look here and there, I feel jealous. See, this is where our mind comes into play. If somebody comes, if I don't know, what a great loss it will be. See, so Brahmani said, why you are looking so disturbed? What you will understand? Every husband has got this notion that his wife is a fool. And it is true. Or else who will marry this fool? So she said, can I help you? What do you understand about creation? Can I help you? So wife said, look here, even a dead clock gives correct time twice a day. I am a living one. So don't condemn me like this. Okay, what can you say? Why you are disturbed? See, I created the inert world, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom. But I don't find fulfillment in my creation. Therefore I am disturbed. Then she said, why don't you create something like you but with one head? Oh, that's a good idea. I never knew you are so intelligent. And then God created man in his image. See that process of expression. In the inert world, there is only existence. In the plant kingdom, in addition to existence, there is sign of life. In animal kingdom, in addition to the existence and the life, there is knowledge. See? And in human beings, in addition to the existence, life, knowledge, there is one more factor, and that is called as bliss, happiness. And when God created man, then he patted himself. Sukrutam vai, I had done a good job. So, if we claim ourselves to be human beings, not the followers of Darwin, if we are Darwinian descendants, then we are all monkeys. See? Monkey. While coming from our home, Prakash was telling me about something about Bengali speaking people, how they speak. See? When I was learning Bengali, I was in Calcutta, learning ABCD like that, And whenever you learn something new, you like to read. What is that? N-N-E-W. The child is very happy to practice what he has learned. So I, as a child, was also very happy, although I was a man, to read any Bengali board anywhere. So I was going and I stood one shop. Ghadi ka dukan. And I was so happy to read that because it was a shop of the clocks. When I said that Ghadi ka dukan, one Bengali came from backside. This is not the way. Then I looked at what is the way? Ghodi ke do kaan. Ghodi ke do kaan. By this, human beings will laugh because they are the instrument of expression of happiness. God created human beings only for one purpose. Not for getting happiness, but for expressing happiness. So, Satchit Ananda. Ananda, if this is the material cause of this world, Ananda deva khalvimani bhutani jayante anandena jatani jivanti. God created this world out of happiness, not out of frustration. See? If the material cause of this world is happiness or bliss, there cannot be any place for blisters. But in our life, only blisters. See? And why blisters happen? You all must have tried this. When you buy a new shoe and you want to have, that tapering toe, and then, some of the old ladies, when you see at their face, they are so beautiful, so nice, and when you look at their toe, this big toe goes on the other toes, and they come on this, and tight shoes. See? Ugly looking. Now, when you put on a new shoe, within few days you start getting blisters. See? If you don't put on shoes, you don't get blisters. So what is the requirement of making blisters? There has to be two. See? In Bhagavad Mahapuran, there is a story. There was a girl, and some people were supposed to come and see her, coming from a poor family. So when the people came, then that time she had to pound the rice, paddy, to make rice and make something for the guest. So when she was pounding the paddy, she heard sound of her own bangles. So she removed, kept only two. Again started pounding. Again that made noise. Then she broke one. Only one was left. Bhagavan Dattatreya says, when I saw that, I asked her, why when you were pounding the rice, there was no noise of your bangles? No, actually, no, I kept two, but when there were many, there was a terrible chaos. When there were two, there also there was noise. When I removed, and only one. When there is one, there is no blister. There is bliss. So if we want to discover this Ananda, one of the spiritual practices, expose yourself to silence. Try this. For a workaholic person, if you want to punish him, ask him to keep quiet and sit in one place. He will sit and start moving his legs. Don't do that. Oh, don't do it. I never do that. Again it will start. Expose yourself to utter silence. Now see what it means. Words are many. Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, many words. And silence is one. Sa re ga ma pa. So many sounds. There are degrees in sound. Silence is homogeneous. Words begin, remain, and terminate, end. Silence is uncreated. It doesn't end. Therefore, to discover this bliss, one of this technique, give it a try. This is called as Shabdanuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi. And there is Drishyanuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi. So first, to discover this Ananda, one has to recognize that worldly objects are not the source of happiness. We are the source of happiness. Like what? Now analyze your experience. See, Vedanta study is not studying Upanishad books and Ghatakash, Mathakash, Patakash. No. Study of Vedanta is analyzing and evaluating your own experiences in the light of the scriptural wisdom. Then we are following Vedanta. Your own experiences. People, why people do like this thing? Don't worry about people. You manage your life. See, most important thing. So, in the morning I get up. When all of them are sleeping, I go to the kitchen and start making my tea. Why? Because in the morning at 4 o'clock, here the bell rings. Tick, 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 tick. And when I take a cup of tea, aha, experience of happiness. Conclusion. When I did not have a cup of tea, I was not happy. When I got a cup of tea, I am happy. Therefore, tea is the source of happiness. See? And we do experience that. So we go further analysis. Like caffeine or tannin, if happiness was an alkaloid in the tea leaves, every person should have discovered happiness after taking a cup of tea. But this does not happen. Some people like only coffee, some people like only dudu. See, many people ask me this question, Swamiji, why don't you take milk? They say, I am not a bachcha, take milk. But then you don't take fruits also. Then I am not a monkey to eat fruits. Then what do you like? I said, I like nuts. That's why I am with you. See? Therefore, if happiness is the content of any object, if that object is used by any person, he should get happiness. Like fire has heat. Now, any person who will touch the fire, he will have the common experience of burning. In the same manner, if happiness is the content of the worldly objects, everybody doesn't become happy by taking worldly objects. But then what about our experience? We did enjoy our cup of tea. Where from it comes? So let us understand what is unhappiness and what is happiness. Unhappiness is a disturbed mind. And mind is disturbed when the mind contains in addition to mind something else. See? Then it is a disturbed mind. And what is that which is something else than the mind? The value that we have given to any object, that value is contained in the mind. See? So whatever we give value to anything in this world, that object enters our mind. See? And if we keep on giving value to that object, mind will remain all the time disturbed. See? Like nobody is born with a cigarette in the mouth and a lighter in the hand. Nobody is born. And yet how the people take up to cigarette smoking? When they see an advertisement on a motorcycle, one useless fellow is sitting and equally useless fellow is sitting behind, and there is a cigarette in his mouth, and from backside she puts her lighter and burns his dadi. But not that cigarette. And then this youngster, she looks at it. Kash mai wo hota. And then some value is introduced to the smoking. And for the first time when somebody smokes, the smoke comes out from every hole. Nose, mouth, ears, eyes, shoes. Then others laugh. Then it becomes a prestige issue. What do you think? I'll show you. Then the sadhana begins. Go to the toilet, give the cigarette packet and the matchbox and start. Within a week's time, Akhanda Mandalakara. Earlier, he was smoking the cigarette. Afterwards, the cigarette starts smoking him. So when the cigarette is not available, the mind is disturbed. The moment you take the cigarette, mind is quiet. And we come to a wrong conclusion that the objects of the world are containing happiness. It is not. We have given value to something. See, there was one lady, this I must have told sometime, in Noida this happened. One of the brigadier's wife, retired brigadier, so she came for my lecture And after the lecture, Swamiji, you have to tell me that I should stop smoking. I smoke a lot. You tell me I will stop smoking. I said, why should I tell you? You smoke. When you smoke, I am reminded of the old steam engine going. Good, smoke. And when you smoke, you don't have to apply odomos. You emit such lovely fragrance that even human beings don't want to come to you. Forget about the mosquitoes. And then your heart is always warm because of the cigarette all the time around. And then you are promoting the farmers who are cultivating the tobacco leaves. I appreciate your sacrifice. Keep doing. Swamiji, you are sarcastic. So then what do I do? Why don't you tell me to stop smoking? I said, why should I tell you? When you started smoking, that time did you come to me? Swamiji, this is my first cigarette. Please come and inaugurate. If you started, you stop. See, friends, whenever we are slaves, we are miserable. Discover this freedom. This freedom is Ananda. See, when the presence or the absence of things makes no difference to us, then we are abiding in real Ananda. We know only Devananda. You know what is Devananda? Deva means sense organs. Dyotana Devaha. So we know only that happiness which is gathered through our sense organs by indulging with the objects. See, that is not the real Ananda. Real Ananda is like, take an example. There is one book, I don't know whether it is here or not, Ashanti, Shanti and Prashanti. One day one lady, our Indian lady, met me in North Carolina, US. And after my lecture was over, she came, she said, Swamiji, please sign on this book. And that book, Ashanti, Shanti, Prashanti, was so dilapidated. So I said, Mama, couldn't you find any other book? Swamiji, this is Gita for me. This is Ramayana for me. And she was so emotional about that book. I said, okay, enough. I'll do signature. We have to do signature. And then she said, this book I have been reading every day like people read Gita. Why? What is great? She said, this book has completely changed my attitude towards life. And what are the contents of that book? Very simple. Ashanti we all know. What is Shanti? Shanti is absence of Ashanti. And these two are opposed to each other. If there is a Shanti, there is no Ashanti. If there is Ashanti, there is no Shanti. What we all do is to struggle for Shanti. And you can never get it. See? Then is there an option? Yes. The third option is Prashanti. And what is that Prashanti? Prashanti is that which is not improved by Shanti and which is not destroyed by Ashanti is Prashanti. That is Ananda. When presence or absence of things and beings makes no difference to us, then you are abiding in bliss. For us, every small little thing is enough to upset. One example I'll give you. This happened in Bombay, where I go for lectures, Prempuri Ashram. Very nice place. It is I call it multiplex spiritual center. 5 stories, and on different stories, different kind of satsang is going on. Somewhere Ramayana, someone Garbha, somewhere homeopathy, somewhere yoga, all things simultaneously going on. You go and you don't get ticket here, you go there, you get here. So, one day when I went for my lecture, so the watchman told Swamiji, today your lecture is on the ground floor. I said, okay. So I was going there. And one of the trustees came. Swamiji, where are you going? I said, I am going for a movie. No, Swamiji, your lecture is on the 5th floor. I said, no, your watchman told me it is here. And all the audience has gone there. Your TV channel has gone, everything has gone. No, you can't go there. So I stood there. What do I do now? I said, okay, let me have a glass of water. No, not here, up there. So I kept quiet. Thereafter, he went inside and dismantled everything. No, Swamiji's lecture will be only on the 5th floor. So, everybody came out slowly, went, and the whole thing was dismantled again. And in that 10-15 minutes, I went to that trustee's room and sat there. I said, "Abhi chai pila tab tak." So he got a cup of tea for me. One person, elderly person came, he said, Swamiji, yesterday it happened. There was another Swami, he was requested, move your asana little bit, about 6 inches, so we can put the asana of other Swamijis, and it becomes. He got so angry. He got up, I will not talk to this audience, and he went away. And today everything is removed. You are asked to go there. You are not disturbed. I said, am I Dumbo? My principle is never become miserable because of anybody else. Make others miserable. You don't become miserable. But how to do this as a simple technique? Do you think that the people who were sitting on the ground floor, they were listening, and those who will come on the 5th floor, they will not listen? Here also they were not listening, and there also they will not listen. Then what for I have come here? For a time pass. They also come for a time pass, I also come for a time pass. Ananda means live every moment of your life only for a time pass. There is nothing to be achieved, nothing to be protected. How many times you must have chanted Bhagavad Gita's 9 chapters? This verse, 21st verse probably. Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyam. LIC. See? What is the meaning of yoga kshemam vahamyam? Yoga means what we don't have to get it is called as yoga. Kshema means what we have to protect it is called as kshema. We claim to be the devotees of the Lord and all the time worried about yoga kshema. See, friends. And this is the truth of life. Every moment, if you live with this attitude, we are here just for a time pass. Observe your own life. One example I'll give you. Somebody's house, as my professional requirement, I went for lunch. And as usual, the food is never ready on time. And I have no choice because I am choiceless existence. So, Swamiji, still 15-20 minutes. Okay, never mind. Because what else can I do? So I become great. Never. Swamiji, yes, okay. What else can you do? So, I said, okay, I'll watch TV or see the newspaper. They had one son, about 8-7 years old. He said, no TV, Swami. I said, okay, no TV. We'll play carom. I said, look here, I don't know that game, I'll teach you. Ab uska namak khana hai. What else can you do? I said, okay, you teach. And he was very expert in taking the dice quickly one after another. And then I invoke the original Indian technology. You know that? Jugaad technology. And with the Jugaad technology, I started playing. So when my turn comes, I have to ask him, hey, whose picture is that? When he looks that side, I take out coins and put in my The rule is, theft is not a crime unless you are caught. So I did it twice, thrice, and then I was caught. And he started crying, Swami is a cheat and all. I said, look here, again you start, you will win. I know you are great, you are genius. We started. The same technique I started putting in his things, And meanwhile his mother says, Swamiji, food is ready. I said, come on, let's go, throw it away. No, now you have to play. For him, playing and winning was an issue. And for me, it was a time pass. Till the food is ready, what do we do? Don't we do this in our house? Khana tayar hai kya? Abhi nahi hai. Okay, I'll go for a walk and come back. Means what? Time pass, nothing else. Our whole life is nothing but time pass. Be very attentive. Time pass means where I is not born. See, when I was playing with the child, I, the player, wants to win and he, the player, wants to win. There was a difference. He wanted to win. Defeat was an issue for him. For me, it was just a time pass. Now apply this principle in your life, you will understand what is the meaning of Ananda. This happened in Bangalore. Somebody's house I went after breakfast was over. Then I said, I was just taking a round of the house and there was one puja room. So I went inside and sat there. Then that Amma came, Swamiji, I wanted you to come in my puja room, but I was hesitating. I said, never mind, I have come. Then I asked her, are you doing this japa? She said, yes, how do you know? I said, don't worry about it. Show me how you do the japa. So she took the mala and sat. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, 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 Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. And I said, over? Yes. I said, you do like this? No, actually you are sitting, no, so I was hurrying so that your time is not wasted. I said, please remember, next time you do, don't do japa for counting the numbers. We don't have to submit any account to anybody, even if you are an accountant. Don't do that. Then find out how much time is at your disposal. Then I asked the same Amma. I said, Mama, now tell me how much time you have. Swamiji, you have to go after 5 minutes because that's what I was told. So 5 minutes is with you? Yes. Now, for 5 minutes you chant Lord's name. You can't hurry up 5 minutes. Number you can hurry up. 5 minutes will take only 5 minutes. See? Unless, which side of the door you are. You know that? Once I went to Bombay, somebody's house, came from the flight and straight away dashed to the bathroom. As you know, Bombay, people live in matchboxes. One bathroom. When I went there, tak tak. So from inside that girl says, Swamiji, I'll take 1 minute. Meanwhile, you read the poster outside the door. And the poster was there. How long is 1 minute depends on which side of the door you are. Isn't it? So, you find out how much time you have got? 5 minutes. Okay. Now for 5 minutes you chant Lord's name. It doesn't matter how many times you chant. So how will you chant Lord's name? Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. In this, you are not doing japa. You have to fill in 5 minutes. But when you have to do, I have to complete one mala. Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. And you know that mala, they make it in gold or silver, and it gets entangled. And then, like a thermometer, you jhatka, but nothing happens. Not that way. Everything that we live in our life follow this principle of time pass. I will not be born. When I is not born, you are blissful. That is real Ananda. In deep sleep, there is no I. Tatra mata amata bhavati. Tatra pita apita bhavati. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says. And therefore, all bliss. The moment we are awake, immediately we become somebody or the other. And when we become somebody or the other, then all the worries begin. So what is the Ananda? Ananda is deleting Mr. Somebody and living in this world as nobody. Just become aware of this fact. Whenever we are disturbed, we are somebody. See? And that somebody, we only decide, I am so and so. Nobody bothers. See, friends, Jnana man jahu ekahu nahi. Tulsidas ji says, the real wisdom is where we live ego free. See, friends. Therefore, Ananda is an expression of divinity in its full glow, where there is no impact of joy and sorrows, where there is no impact of honor or dishonor. Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Bhagavan says, Jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha शीतोष्ण सुख दुखेशु तथा मानापमानयोः. Paramatma samahita. You are already one with the Lord, the bliss, under two conditions. Condition number 1, Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkeshu Jitatmana. When all the complementary pairs of joy and sorrows, the heat and cold, achievement and failure, they come in our life, Jitatmana, our equipoise remains undisturbed. Equipoise is never disturbed. And second thing, Manapamanayoho prashantasya. The one who is at peace, whether somebody gives honor or somebody doesn't give honor. See, most of us suffer because of this prestige issue. I am so and so. See, friends. Therefore, this Ananda has to be discovered and not search outside. It is our essential nature. Because God created this world out of bliss. And among them, human beings are created for special purpose of expressing happiness. See, if happiness is not expressed through us, then God will correct his mistake. No, you are not at fault. It is my fault that I made you human being. In the next life, I will take you out from the human being and put in the body of a pig. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunancha. Nothing beyond that. See, friends. Therefore, this Ananda is Sukha Swarupaha. We are the source of all bliss. And for discovering this bliss, The most important thing is all spiritual practice is undoing what we have been doing and unbecoming whatever we have become so far. See, our condition is like what? Like a smartphone you buy, and then there are many free download applications. Because it is free, we keep on downloading. And the free download is so much that the phone hangs up. We get free downloads in our life. After some time, we hang up. Now, when your phone hangs up, what do? Go to the settings, scroll down, come to the restore factory settings, click. All unwanted things are deleted. And again you go back to the factory settings. All spiritual life is restore your factory settings. How simple life is. Free download. There was a husband on the road, and from the house the wife was throwing katori. So he caught it and kept it. Then lota. He caught it and kept it. Then bella. He caught it and kept it. So the passerby said, "Hey, why are you receiving? Give her." He said, "No, incoming free." We have got, because it is free, keep on accumulating. See, friends, unwanted things, we gather so much in our life, and then we become dependent on those things. See, friends, therefore the real happiness is to be recognized as we are the real source of happiness. No one else. See? And therefore, unless we decide, Gita says, sadhu eva saha mantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. He who has taken a strong, firm resolution from this moment onwards, I refuse to be miserable. You don't have to become happy. Don't join that laughing club. They are the most miserable people in the world, Whole life they have never laughed. And in old age, all the bellies are coming from every side, and then they go there. And after standing around, and let us start. Jaise nahi jara jor se. And when a person doesn't know how to do that, does loudly, his nature comes out. That is not happiness. That's a cartoon of happiness. Happiness is discover independence. Sarvam paravasham dukkham. Sarvam atmavasham sukham. Etad vidyat samasena lakshanam sukha dukkhayo. Happiness is this freedom. If you are happy because of your wife, you are a slave. If you are happy in spite of your wife, you are a genius. See, friends, discover this freedom. And when we live in tune with this inner bliss, external things make no difference to us. Because we are not dependent on anything outside. And this discovery is possible only when we understand the basic two principles. Spiritual practice is not doing something but undoing. Spiritual practice is not becoming somebody but unbecoming. It is not we become someone special. it is losing all specialities. Are we carrying less burden on our head about the speciality? I am man, I am woman, I am young, I am old, I am kiwi, I am kangaroo. In addition to that, I am spiritual. See, friends, discard all the specialities, you will discover the bliss. Somewhere, one lady used to bring food for me. And once she brought food with a son, her son, maybe about 5-6 years. And I don't know what was wrong, he was constantly crying. See, while taking food, music is okay. This terrible thing. Achha, I can't give one also because it was in the USA, 9/11. So I was keeping quiet. And she was eating the food. So I said, how to make this fellow change the topic. So I asked him, I said, hey, these ice cubes I want to put in this glass, but all of them are not going. I don't know what I should do. Should I break the glass and put it into that? When I said like this, even in that crying, he laughed. Not like that again. Committed. This is also a commitment, Then I said, then what should I do? He again said, you do nothing. Simply put it and wait. And again, Suru. I said, then what will happen? You don't understand even this much. What? My ice will melt and it will become water. It will be all right. I said, hey, you are a genius. No. Now understand. Ice and water are same. They are not different. But in a jar, when you keep the ice cubes, everyone has got personality. Somebody is like this, somebody is like this. And when the ice melts, the water is comfortable in a petri dish, in a test tube, in a capillary tube. Water is comfortable. Ice is not comfortable anywhere except its own block. See? Break your shell or else you will remain as a nut throughout life. We don't want to break our shell. Small little thing. The day you break your personality and merge in the totality. And this is what we do every day. Because what is sleep? In sleep, we are not enslaved by body identification. And therefore we are free. And that is why we can snore even in presence of the wife. The one who cannot dare look at her when snoring away, he doesn't care she is disturbed. But he is not there. See, friends, discover this freedom. And this discovery of freedom is possible only when we have our fundamentals clear about life. When fundamentals are clear, life is fun. Fundamentals. When fundamentals are not clear, life is mental. See, discover these fundamentals. We are created out of bliss, out of happiness. We are not miserable. Bhagavan Krishna defines yoga in Bhagavad Gita. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannitam sa nishchena yoktavyaha yogaha anirvinna chetasa. Yoga is not unlike Patanjali. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. And whole life you keep on struggling, biting your teeth. क्या हो रहा है disturbance को, mind को पकड़ रहे. Nothing is going to happen. Take Krishna's yoga. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannitam. When miseries come in our life, we refuse to be miserable. We are practicing yoga. Don't become happy. You are happy. See? And why we become miserable, and why? Only because we want to seek attention of everyone. Suppose a person walks straight away from here, normal. Nobody will even recognize his or her presence. But while walking, oh God, kya ho gaya? Kya ho gaya? Kya ho gaya? What happened? What happened? If you give attention, nothing happens. Every miserable person is a strong ego. Stronger the ego, more miserable we are. Lesser the ego, less miserable we are. God has no ego, therefore Paramananda. See? The supreme bliss, wherein there is no competition, there is no achievement, there is no justification, there is no struggle to prove anything to anybody in this world. Living in that equipoise 24/7 is real Ananda. And this Ananda, we are not scratching from outside. Here I don't know whether you have on the gas stations, they give you some cards and you have to scratch it, Some gift you get. In India also you get those cards. So you give, whenever I go with somebody, I say, hey, give me that card. Swami, इसमें कुछ नहीं होता है, try तो करे, time pass हो जाए. By the time he fills in the gas, I take it and scratch it. Sorry, you are good for nothing. But here we are scratching with a guarantee that you are the best. One person asked me this question, Swamiji, I like to go to satsang. I don't know why I like to go to satsang, but I like to go. What is the reason? I also don't know. I said, look here, when you go anywhere, has anybody called you that you are a good person? Everybody condemns you, Useless, good for nothing. No. But when you go to satsanga, here you hear, you are Sachidananda Parabrahma Paramatma. मुझे लग ही रहा था. This is the only place where we are told that you are Brahman Paramatma, but nobody recognizes me. I think that Swami recognizes, therefore devotee of the Swami. See, friends, discover. Discover means it is already there. See, like my shirt is covered by this shawl. So when the shawl is removed, it is not created, it is already there. In the same manner, this discovery is possible only through proper inquiry, by proper analysis of our own experiences, by deleting the words why and how. You try, you discover. Therefore, I very rarely entertain question-answer sessions in my retreats or camps. In most of the places you must have seen, they have got the whole schedule. Lecture, this thing, and then group discussion. How many of you? 100. Make a group of 10. And then discuss what you have. And what is discussion? The one who has got a long tongue, he will go on wagging, and others look at him. Intelligent. Group discussion. And after that, question answer. See? And what is question answer? All nonsense and no meaning to that. The real inquiry is when you are contemplating within. When we ask question to others, we get reply. Reply is not an answer. In our school, we have got answer books, in the examination. It's not a reply book. So the teacher asks question. Name the capital of India. The student wrote, come on sir, you know it very well. Reply. It is not an answer. So answer has to be given, and the answer we have to discover. Because doubt is in our mind. It is not in the mind of the teacher. The more you become subjective in your inquiry, you will naturally become quiet. contemplative, not brooding. Ab ji ke kya karenge? And such people don't die also. तो ना जीने का इरादा है, ना मरने की तमन्ना है. See, friends, the more you remain contemplative, at peace, atmaneva atmana tushtaha, we become the source of happiness. See? And when this happiness is discovered by us, there is a charismatic personality. See? It is something like there will be no change in the external morphology or physiology or anything. It will be the same. Don't imagine that like one lady asked me, Swamiji, you please tell me, you know me very well. How much I am realized? I said, up to knees. How much I have realized? See, friends, it is all subjective. We don't have to ask any question to anybody. But things start happening. One example I'll give you. There is one lady, she and her children all, grown up, got married, everything, and then son is also almost settled in his college and everything. Coming from a very rich and very good family. So big vacuum. Swamiji, I don't know what to do now. I'm feeling bored. Should I go to some ashram and do seva? I said, you do whatever you like, but before you take anything, think cool. Suppose you will go to some place. You are from a very good rich family. There are dozen servants at your disposal. There you will go and stand like this thing. And what those people are doing, you will find out faults. Aisa nahi, aisa karo. And they will not do it, and you will get frustrated. Because what is Samaj Seva? Social work is imposition of our views on others. Nothing else. See, if I am a student of Gita, if I am told, do something for the nation, I will see that every person in the world has Gita in his hand. This is only all I can think about. Because I am victim of that, so others should be also victimized. Then I said, you do anything by which you will remain contemplative, subjective. Okay, Swamiji, you tell me what I should do. I said, I tell you. You take, this CD, listen, cool, write down, do DTP, and see what happens. And she started that. And within a period of 1 year, she told me, Swamiji, I want to tell you something very important event of my whole life. I said, what happened? He said, my servants in the kitchen, she has got half a dozen servants in the kitchen. She was telling me, Swamiji, they told me, Bibiji, you have become very cool and quiet. That means earlier she was Bhadrakali, Kali, Kapali. Then in her office, her steno, she also told her, hey, madam, you are totally different now than what you used to be. She is now 60. Up to 60 years, she carried that load of an angry, frustrated, disgusting personality. Now what happened? She didn't know she is changing, but others started observing the change in her. This is called as the real Ananda. The change will happen. And that change will be recognized by others, not by us. See, it is something like two pieces of iron. One is a magnet, other is an ordinary soft iron piece. Same shape, size, everything. Now from a distance, from the look, you cannot know whether it is iron or it is a magnet. But when we put them together in two containers containing iron files and bring them out, the iron will come alone and the magnet will gather a lot of around him. Now what exactly has happened? In the iron piece, all the molecules are in a mess. And what is that mess? Self-cancellation of the inner potentiality. And when the same iron piece is rubbed against the magnet in a methodical way, slowly, in one direction, everything becomes reorganized. And when it becomes reorganized, that dormant, unmanifest magnetic potentiality becomes manifest. And other steel filings, they come to know, here is a magnet. This is called as bliss. See, the real joy of life is wherever you go, you are loved, you are wanted. Highest bliss. See, imagine you go home after your day's work. The moment you go home, your wife opens the door with a smile on the face, and she is dressed in the dress that you like. And then she takes your briefcase from your hand and she makes you sit in the nice chair, removes your shoes, removes your socks with the warm, wet, fragrant towel. She wipes your feet. Imagine, I know it never happened. It doesn't cost. This imagination has given you so much happiness, is it not? If it starts really happening everywhere you go in the world, what a fulfillment it will be. Therefore, Chit Ananda. Ananda means fulfillment in life. Life is fulfilled. There is nothing to be achieved. There is nothing to be protected. See? That joy is like the joy of the children. Husband, wife and 2 kids. They go to the seaside and tell the kids, come on kids, you play. Mummy and Papa are going for a long walk, okay? Actually, they are going for fighting out. So they went. And now these 2 kids, they will be playing with the sand. They will be making the house and the road and the bridge and a nice park, everything, you know. After 1 hour, the mom and dad comes, come on kids, we have to go home. That time the children don't leave it as it is. Okay, mommy, come running, and they jump on all what they have created and go home. Is it not? See, that freedom. Don't hold on to anything in this world. There is a joy in creation, there is a joy in destruction. Because that creation was out of joy. And the destruction is also out of joy. See, friends, as much birth gives us happiness, that much death also gives us happiness. If you don't believe, try, die and try. See, friends. And every day we die. See, when we go to sleep, exactly what happens? It is a temporary death. That time we are nobody. We are nowhere. And again we revive and again start. Again it begins. See, friends. Therefore, the real Ananda is discovery of this freedom. It is not contaminated by any parameters of time, space and object. Living in that is natural. Not living in that is abnormal. Like, you people here use wrong words. The originals are called as aboriginals. And outside invaders are called as originals. See? Like in normal, abnormal. So original, aboriginal. So who are original? The local people. In the same manner, discover this. To be happy is natural. But we have the other way. आज बड़े खुश आ रहे हो, क्या हो गया? See, if somebody is happy, we are surprised. How come we are happy? If somebody is miserable, natural. So let us allow our natural bliss to express in and through all the interactions of life. And this happiness is possible only when we live in utter present. In utter present. Because whenever we are happy only in the present. You cannot be happy yesterday, you cannot be happy tomorrow. If you are happy, you have to be now. Those who imagine, if I do this, then I will get happiness, they are postponing their own happiness. Therefore, lead your life with this understanding. Before going to sleep, read some light books. Don't read James Hadley Chase. Now wait a minute. He is coming to kill. He doesn't come. He has not come yet. Lead a light life. The bliss is manifesting through you. So let us become the counter to distribute the happiness. And this is possible when we stop to be an encountering agency with everything and every being. Just be what you are and accept the world as it is. These two things put together is called as Ananda. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi